Hey everybody, it's Kat and Brenton, the Youngs, here to make a video. So, this is what Brenton and I do usually on Mondays. Of course, we stopped for a little while, but we're kind of getting back into the swing of things. First, let me say I hope everybody is doing well and staying healthy and staying safe. Surviving this epidemic and quarantine time. Just we wish you all the best and best wishes, I guess. But anyway, so what we do on Monday nights is we call that our vinyl night because we're both busy with work usually, and I normally don't get home until around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Sometimes later. He's been playing records since he's been home, and then by the time I get home, I get to choose a few. Well, since we have been home, well, he's still working at his facility, but I am working from home. On Mondays, after my lunch, I start playing records, until he gets home, and then he throws in his records. So it's our vinyl night on Monday night. So my idea was, why not share that with everyone out there and show you what we listen to and put some content on my channel, since we really don't go record shopping too god-awful much anymore. I really haven't been making videos, and that's completely my fault. But the other thing is I'm going through my records because I'm trying to downsize them, and I would say there's probably over half of the records that are not on shelves are records that I haven't listened to or I bought on a whim. So there is a stack right here behind Brenton that goes up along my record shelf. And then there's 3 crates over here that you cannot see that are on the floor that have records that I have not listened to. And I'm going through all those and purging them. Purging the ones that I want and putting them on shelf, and taking the ones that I don't want. And my cousin happens to be starting a record collection. Actually, both of my cousins are starting record collections, so I'm letting them take what they want and getting rid of the rest. So, with all of that being said, this was Monday night's record menu, I guess we want to call it. Now, Brandon and I both, him more than me, have very eclectic taste in music. So you're going to get a variety of things that we listen to because we just randomly listen to stuff. So, the first thing I'm going to show here is the best of Lightning Hopkins. It's a blues record, and I'm not very versed in that genre of blues. I would absolutely love to get into some more blues type music, but I don't know where to start. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, please share them with me. I will gladly check everything out. But for this particular record, I'm not really sure where I picked this record up. I want to say,
I think it was at a thrift store.
I actually think I got this at Everybody's. I think it was one of the records that we got out of the boxes that Woody let us look through. But it just looked intriguing to me. And it's the best of, and I figured it's a best of record, it's blues. So why not try it, since I want to get into that genre a little bit more, experiment with that type of music. So I listened to this Monday, and I actually really enjoyed it. The best songs on this record for me were Get Off of My Toe, and there was another one, I think it was The Foot Races On. I want to say it was that one, or it was Bottle It Up and Go. It was one or the other. But the other song that I really liked on here, I mean, they're all good, but those were the best ones to me. And the other one I really liked was, he does a rendition of When the Saints Go Marching In, which I really, really liked. It's the last song on this record. But yeah, so The Best of Lightning Hopkins, it's a black vinyl, and it's on Traditions label. And I want to say, I'm not really sure when it was released, but I'm sure it was. I'm sorry, my cat has allergies, if you hear that. Oh, there's the label. I got it. Thank you. I'm not really sure when the release date was, but it's a really good record. I'd recommend this. Absolutely. So now he's going to show what his first listen to was.
Our cat. First thing I played was, it's a record that I probably spent as much time trying to get the sticker off the front as I did listening to it. It's the soundtrack to the movie The Mission, which I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if it's a movie that I would like or not.
It's a movie I would like. And it's a soundtrack. It's really good. I enjoyed it.
The guy that does the soundtrack, I can't pronounce his name, but there's his name at the top. He did The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and a lot of other movies. And this record was on a video of someone that said it was their favorite movie, and that it was the lead singer for Greta Van Fleet, Josh. Said it was really good. So
he's really huge Greta Van Fleet fan.
Yeah, anybody that watches my channel probably hears me go on and on about it. But I didn't have this record, and then after I'd found that out, at one day at Goodwill, it was there. It's like, is that movie? And it took me a minute. It's like, yeah, that's that movie. So I got it based on that. I probably would have got it anyway, just because of the artist, the guy that I'm not gonna try to say his name. I always mess it up every time I say his name. Just Black Vinyl. It's got like 100 songs on it, give or take. It
was a really good, really relaxing music if you like that kind of thing.
Typical soundtrack score music. No track specifically stands out because I don't know one from the other as far as the names and which one was which. But if you've seen this movie, leave a comment about how good it is or how good it isn't.
My next listen to was The Cure. This is a Record Day release. I want to say last year record?
Record Store Day?
Last year Record Store Day? I want to say.
Sure, the date on it there.
I don't think it does.
Right here. What's that sign?
2018.
There you go.
So it was a couple years ago. And that is the vinyl. Oops, sorry.
Let me hold those.
Why don't you hold those for me? So there's the vinyl. And what this record is, it's a double album. Both look the same. It's the extended versions of some of the Cure's songs. And like their most popular stuff. Like of course, I love every single song on this record. There's not one that stands out more than the other. However, my favorite songs, of course, stand out. So, Lullabies on here, and Fascination Street, and the Love Song, and all their great hits. But it's mixed versions, remastered, and extended. So that's what this is. And I was working away and listening to this record, and I was bebopping. I really, really, really enjoyed this.
Is that a Gatefold album?
Yeah, it is Gatefold, but I mean, there's nothing in there, just that swirly pattern. It was very, 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 very good. If you love The Cure and you don't have this, you want it. Trust me. It's so good. I really, really enjoyed it.
Good luck trying to get that back in there.
I'll get it back in. You talk about your next record.
The next record is one, and I didn't intend to do this. If you know anything about Greta Van Fleet, there's comparisons to this band. And Led Zeppelin 2 was my next record. And this is an original from 1969, not a reissue, which I don't know. I don't have any of the reissues, so I can't tell you the difference as far as sound. I'm sure they don't sound that much different. And this was probably their most popular album at the time. I mean, compared to their first album, it was sold more. Because it has a whole lot of love on it, which everyone that probably knows Zeppelin knows that song. Thank You is on this one, and Heartbreaker. But every song is good. It's their second album. That's why it's called Led Zeppelin 2. And I like all Led Zeppelin albums. I think I have all of those. And if you don't have the deluxe remaster versions, they came out on CD and vinyl. I had the CDs. It has some like demos and outtakes and stuff on the second disc of all of those. So I suggest you pick those up if you don't have them. Otherwise, just hang on to your original albums if you have those. But yeah, I mean, Zeppelin, it's like a staple for classic rock radio.
Yeah, Zeppelin's one of our favorites, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright, so the next thing I have here is a band called Merker. And I know I've showed this when I bought this album, I've listened to it before, but it was in my pail to listen to, so I re-listened to it. And what this is, what genre would you say Merker's normal music is?
Well, I would say what I've heard other than this is almost like a lo-fi, like a black metal, for lack of a better, but not in the traditional sense of black metal.
It's got a female lead singer.
So this one's nothing like that.
And I heard about this band off of Sam's show, when they were reviewing stuff.
Oh, Banger TV?
Off of Banger TV. That's how I heard about this. And I was like, what is that? So this lady right here is the lead singer of Merker. And what this is, and I'll just read the hype sticker and it'll give you an idea. It's live in the Emanuel Vigeland Mausoleum in Oslo with the Norwegian Girls Choir. It's beautiful and dramatic acoustic reinventions of 7 songs from the critically acclaimed debut album M and 2 brand new songs. So what they did was, the lead singer of Merker went and took the Norwegian girls choir into a mausoleum and recorded them singing inside the mausoleum. And it's the most beautiful record. I can't even tell you. It's like what you want to listen to while you're meditating or something. It's just beautiful, beautiful voices and music, and the sound that they get while they're singing inside of a mausoleum. It's just gorgeous. I thoroughly enjoyed this as well. This week we had no bummers. Everything I listened to, I really, really enjoyed. I do recommend that you buy this if you are interested in that kind of a thing. It's not guitars and drums and that kind of thing. It is an acoustic album. It is very mellow.
Acapella, isn't it?
Acapella. There's no. It's very true to the sound. It's not produced in any way. There's no production at all. It's very true to sound. It's just so beautiful. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I love this record so much. That was my record selection, my menu of records that I listened to this Monday. He's got a couple more to show, so I'm going to let him finish up with what he listened to. Go ahead.
The next one, of course, I was picking these out at random. And since I was in the classic rock vein with the second album, I went ahead and picked up this one to listen to, Pat Benatar's Precious Time, which I think is her second album.
Yeah, I love Pat Benatar.
I think it's her second album. Anyway, it has Promises in the Dark on it, Fire and Ice, and the title track. And then she also does a version of Helter Skelter, which is pretty good.
Which I bugged out about when I heard it. It was a really good album.
And this one's in good shape. I bought it used. It doesn't have the inner sleeve, but it played fine. It didn't skip or anything. So, yeah, Pat Benatar is a singer that probably could sing anything and make it sound good because
Absolutely.
she's an opera trained singer,
Yeah,
isn't she?
yeah, she's been opera trained.
Cat's got to be everywhere we are. The Cats. And the last one that I played was this record Cat had found at Everybody's in the, I guess it was a bootleg section they have there. And it's sort of a strange one. It's Black Sabbath Iron God. It's a bootleg. And it's live with Rob Halford on Ozfest in 2004, Camden, New Jersey. And it only has 6 songs on it, which is strange. It doesn't have the whole set that they did. Which I don't understand why it doesn't, but... And the front of it here is even more strange, because that's the Baphomet statue that the TST has. And how it got on this album, and I don't know, it's just... it isn't that old of an album, since that's on there. It's on Yellow Dog Records.
It's on the labels, too.
Yeah, and it's
Orange
vinyl, if you can tell. It's bright orange, yeah, and it's also custom label, same as the sleeve. But, yeah, when I seen that, she pulled it out of the bootleg stack and said, oh, what's that? Probably a little more exuberant.
I would say I did not enjoy that record as well.
Well, my opinion is, one, I'd watched some footage of Rob Halford, because he's done different shows with Black Sabbath because of Ozzy's health at the time, where he was sick or whatever. And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming that it was a last-minute thing, so they could still perform, because I think Black Sabbath was headlining Ozfest at that time. And Judas Priest was doing Ozfest, too, which is the reason Rob Halford was there. And so my opinion is that they probably didn't have time to do a whole lot of rehearsing. And I'm sure Rob Halford knows the songs for the most part. Probably not every word, because they're not his songs. But You know, he grew up with that stuff. And I think, considering, I think he does the best he can. I mean, we're talking about a guy that can sing, especially at that time. There's no question he could still sing. What year did I say this one was 2004, but he, like I said, he'd done different shows at different times. But he was trying to give it as much of the Ozzy personality as he could, and his voice isn't really, I mean, who sings like Ozzy? Nobody does. So I think he should have just sang it more like Rob Halford and not tried to do the Ozzy thing, because there were several times where it didn't come off really well. It sounded like they hadn't practiced it, like I said, which they probably didn't or didn't much. But I wanted it for a number of reasons. One, it's probably a rare record because it's not mass produced. It's a bootleg. It's something you're not going to find on vinyl generally. And the cover and the fact that it's Rob Halford with the Black Sabbath, it's just an odd thing all the way around. So
I would say that I enjoyed Rob Halford, but I did not enjoy him trying to be Ozzy. I'm sure he can sing those songs because, I mean, the man's got the most amazing voice, right? There's not a note he can't hit. I'm sure he can sing those songs, but I'd rather him have sing them like Rob Halford and not like Ozzy. And I'm sure he was doing that for the Ozzy fans because that's what they would have wanted. But, I mean, they were there to see Ozzy. That's what I meant. Not that they wanted Rob Halford to sing like Ozzy. But it just wasn't my favorite.
But they do War Pigs.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite.
On the album, the tracks are War Pigs, NIB, Fairies Wear Boots, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, and Children of the Grave, which is odd that Paranoid wasn't on here, because after we listened to this, I posted on my page that I post my vinyl on, and of the same show, the video of them doing Paranoid. I just thought that was odd that it wasn't on the album, considering the song is like usually the one that they finish the set with, generally.
So, let me say, I'm sorry this video is a little dark. It is
6-ish.
It's 7:25.
Ish. There's more light in that room than there is in here.
We had a lot of light in this room when we decided to make this video, and now daylight is dying. Next time we make a video, we'll figure out the lighting. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to try to have a video up by Wednesday every week of this nature. So look forward to those. Thanks for watching. And if you're new to this, subscribe. See you soon. Stay safe and healthy. Wash your hands. Bye.